Hello and welcome to Last Week in AWS. I'm Corey Quinn. Let's see what AWS has for us this time. Announcing general availability of Amazon workspaces for AI agents. We've reached the stage where you rent a virtual desktop so a robot can squint at your CRM the way an intern would. Pricing scales with session time, naturally, because nothing motivates efficiency like billing your bot by the minute. The Revoke Access Mid-Session button is the actual product you're going to care about here. Amazon CloudWatch supports creating alarms from log queries. Alarming on logs without first sacrificing a goat to the metric filter gods only took a decade after real observability tools empowered this. The catch, because of course there's always a catch, you're now running log queries on a schedule and CloudWatch bills those per gigabyte scanned. Convenient, you know? Until your error spike doubles as a billing spike, watch the query frequency. ECS Service Connect now supports zone-aware routing. For years, AWS billed you a penny per gigabyte to shuffle traffic between zones it told you to spread across for resilience. Now, they'll keep that traffic local by default at no charge. So soon? How InterWiz reduce AI costs by 90% with Bedrock. A 90% cost cut headline that means we stopped paying OpenAI and started paying AWS instead. Maybe the savings are real, but do notice the migration required an advanced tier partner, a 7-phase methodology, and POC credits. Escaping vendor lock-in, brought to you by your next vendor. Accelerate your infrastructure deployments by up to 4x with AWS CloudFormation Express Mode. Express Mode achieves its speed the way I achieve a faster commute, by skipping the part where I confirm I actually arrived. It disables rollback and waves off stabilization checks so your AI vibe coder can produce broken infrastructure 4 times faster. The ops team cleaning up afterward gets no such acceleration, but still, this is great when your cycle time is tied to CloudFormation. My solution of don't use CloudFormation isn't yet viable for everyone. Automate public TLS certificate issuance with ACME support and AWS Cert Manager. Let's Encrypt has offered this for free with a single command since 2015. AWS arrives a decade late with IAM bindings, EAB credentials, and CloudTrail logging bolted on, because heaven forbid you issue a certificate without an audit trail and a meeting. Free for everyone else, enterprise governance theater for you. Upgrade EKS clusters with confidence using Kubernetes version rollbacks. An undo button for Kubernetes upgrades, arriving only after years of ops teams building bake periods and month-long ceremonies to avoid the one-way door. 7 days to change your mind, which is roughly 6 more than you'll get before something breaks. Progress, technically. I'll take it. Safely releasing frontier models to customers. A frontier model got so good at finding vulnerabilities that Amazon freaked out, called the White House, who yanked it, and now it's back again. They're hoping you won't remember who it was that called the White House. Accelerating government FinOps with Amazon Quick. No, governments are not adopting Amazon Quick. You've barely been able to get this sold in the enterprise, and government moves at the speed of sloth. You forgot to keep this shit at least semi-real. And finally, 4 CVEs. AWS reads half your request and leaks the rest of it. This week's batch reads like a group project on failing at your one job, starting with a firewall that skipped chapters by only expecting part of an HTTP 2 body split across frames, then leaving ALB customers to flip a config option to actually receive the protection they already paid for. If the WAF was reading half your request, the CLI was oversharing all of it, scribbling credentials into world-readable files where any local user could help themselves, which is a bold interpretation of Secrets Manager. The JDBC wrapper trots out Java deserialization, that ageless hit whereby anyone with cache write access drops a poisoned object and owns your app server, mercifully off by default, so the responsible move was of course doing nothing. And rounding it out, subversion strings that run shell commands in CDK's node bundling, because infrastructure as code apparently now includes arbitrary execution as a package.json field. 4 bulletins, 4 defaults that trusted the wrong thing. Patch everything and reconsider what secure by default was ever supposed to mean. And that's what happened last week in AWS. I'm Corey Quinn. Stick around.